Yesterday I promised you that I would post a video of an incursion fleet. We will do this right now. What I want to do before is give a little bit of an introduction. Basically, what an incursion is fleet PvE content. That's the best way to describe it. What you do is you get into a fleet with a very high-end ship because it's difficult content in terms of how hard the enemy punch, and you just like kill rats, but in group. The way it works is, well, usually you have different incursion community. Warp to me is one of the incursion community, the one I'm flying with. There are others, but I'll link the description. I'll link the link to the Warp to me newbie guide if you want in the description. And they have standard fit that you can use. There's Marauder. There's I'm the one I'm using. I'm flying a Vindicator. I'm using the Warp to me optimal Vindicator fit. Which is blinked out Vindy, the faction module and stuff like that. So it's pretty expensive. I'm using, you can see it, it's no secret. It's on the Warp to me site. You go in the standard fit and you'll see what they're flying. The one I'm using is in the DPS Vindicator. I'm using the optimal Vindy fit. But when you're flying those ships around, obviously it's an interesting target for gankers. So what we do is usually you will travel fit your ship when you're moving. So you'll brick tank it for the move up, and you'll fly your module in a separate ship or stuff like that. Or you're using, like personally what I'm using a bowhead that I have with me here. And so you put your incursion ship in the bowhead, and the bowhead is like super brick tank. So it's like anything is gankable, but it become like a very high effort target to gank that ship. So doesn't mean you're never safe in Eve, but you can minimize the risk. But you do make great money. I flashed my wallet yesterday. I could flash it again because I've been running Incursion all day today. It's significant money. You can make, depending on how many communities are running the site, if you're getting the good site or not, anything from 120 mil an hour to, you can go all the way up to 200 if you're on a good stretch, but I would say on average around 120, 150 an hour cash. So it's pretty nice. Also, what I'm doing when I'm flying Incursion is I have a special pod for that, where I'm using discount the bean counter. I do have my some minor stat boost, just because I'm if I'm staying at the Incursion site a long time, I do want to max my skill gain, but I'm using motion predictor and damage for my hybrid turret, so that way I just max out my damage, because the idea is to really be as efficient as possible when you're flying in fleet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link a video. It's kind of long, the one I have. It's one of the longest site, and I'll narrate what's happening in the video. So let's switch to that. Okay. Like I said before, when you're flying Incursion, what you're doing is you're doing fleet PvE content. So you see here that I am already in the Incursion fleet, and we're going to do a site that is called TTPH. There's 3 different types of site: TTPH, TCRC, and NRF. And they all have their specific layout and specific thing you need to perform to get the payout. The TTPH is the longest site, so it's 3 room. You have to clear the first 2 rooms to get access to the last room, and in the last room you got 3 waves to clear before being able to hit a tower, and when the tower explodes, then you get your payout. Here I am. You'll see that I'm doing a little bit of. I'm not really flying optimally because I'm assigned a role that I never did before. The role is triple D, which is the light drone bunny. The way it works is that you are assigned, like, a fleet will have various like fixed role, like a DPS, a sniper, logi, which are the standard role, and a few of the pilot have specific role. Usually, you'll have two drone bunny, one for light drone and one for heavy drone. So people will assign their drone to you, and you're controlling the drone fleet. MTAC has some specific thing to perform in one of the site to carry a box around. I've never played MTAC, so I can't tell you all the detail of what the MTAC is doing. And so that's it. There's various role like that. I'm assigned here the role of light drone bunny, which my job is to kill the frigate. So blap the smallest ship off the field as fast as possible. I am not super efficient, as you see, because it's the first time I've played. So I'm not. I was reading a guide at the same time, trying to figure out, okay, which one are which one should I blap in what order and stuff like that. So it's not optimal. But what you see is that the fleet is really trying to help you out. So I'm getting like a tracking link. I'm getting a bunch of stuff to be able to help me in the job. And this is the first time I played, so I should probably, if I want to look better, I should show you one where I'm triple D today, where I'm actually, after 2 days of playing and sometime getting that role, I'm a lot better at it now. And when you do understand your role, and you know how to play it, you become an asset to the fleet, because, like, if the FC has people that are playing their role properly, well, the fleet is well oiled, will clean site faster, which give the FC more flexibility to actually get the good site, because there's a little bit of a competition if there's more than one community running the Incursion at the same time. Site will pop in the system, and you try to grab them, and again you will try to grab TCRC first, because they're the best payout, and then NRF, and then at the last TTPH is like the filler site that you'll do while you wait for other one. So this one is a little bit long. There you see that we've almost finished clearing the first room, and once it does, the gate will spawn and we can move on to the next gate. Again, you don't take an incursion gate like that without waiting for the FC to tell you that the gate is green, because if you do and you end up alone on the other side of that gate with no logi, you'll get targeted and blap off the field pretty much immediately. I don't get aggro in that specific video, but when you do get aggro, you have to broadcast as soon as your yellow box, because they hit like a truck. If you don't broadcast fast enough, you're dead. So it's really, this you have to pay attention. You get all your setting to make sure that Eve is yelling at you that you're getting targeted and you're taking damage, so that you don't forget to broadcast. So here, once that last one die, we will be able to take the gate, and then we'll move to the second room, which is more or less, the second room is like the first two room in TTPH is mostly trash mob like this. So again, once we arrive at the next room, you'll see that the first thing I do is I try to target like the Schmel and which are the frigate I'm supposed to blap. So I'm reading the guide and say, okay, you need to kill the Schmel first. So also the way it worked, because the video started, I was already in fleet. but the way is that there is an they have a website with an X up, so you link your fit in the X up, and you basically signal when there's an FC running a fleet or getting ready to run a fleet, you will activate the X up, and then all the players that are there at the incursion site that want to run can X up for that fleet, and he will fill with the needed roll until you get the fleet full. And when you're called, you get the fleet invite. You join on the team speak of the fleet, and you're there on com, and then you start running site. So this one started. I X'd up before, and I started recording when I was in the fleet. So again, I'm probably not the best pilot there, especially in that role to show you, and you'll see that I make at the end of that room, I make a very stupid mistake, is that I leave my drone there. I take the gate before my drone return, so I'm leaving 5 Fed Navy Ogre in that room. But again, any community in Eve, they look out after each other. So the first thing I did is, oh man, I forgot my drone. I say it in the voice chat, and somebody that was still in the room scooped them for me and gave them to me at the end of the site. And that's what people do in these communities. They help each other out. You want the fleet to be efficient, and you're running with these people like. It's not the same as a corp, but almost. Like they have their own Discord. You're flying with the same people night after night, so you get to know them. It's I would say, especially if you're a solo player, this is a good way to also get like part of the social aspect of Eve without actually joining a corp. And it's not only good ISK, but it's also like more fun content than just soloing. Personally, I think that obviously what you get when you're soloing is that you have the flexibility of doing what you want when you want. Here, it's not the same thing. Like, of course, if there's an emergency and you need to leave fleet, you'll tell the FC and you'll warp out. But usually, you'll leave at the end of the site, and you'll give the FC like warning, say, okay, I'm leaving after this site -1 DPS, let's say, and the FC then can plan and go on the wait list and grab somebody that's waiting and give them their like warn them after that fleet you're gonna join us or something, and then they can join the queue. So they have to the FC has to manage all of that. So here you'll see that we have to clear the first wave. I'm completely out of cap at that point because I didn't manage my cap properly in the room before. You see that somebody start the cap transfer like pretty soon after that. So I can burn. The NPC will always spawn at the same specific site place in the site. So in a TCRC, you know, okay, wave 1, it's gonna be these types of rats, and they're gonna spawn at that place. And second room, third room, always the same thing. So there is like an optimal location or optimal anchor spot. There is guide for every role, so the sniper, they know that in this room they have to be at that spot, and Vindy knows too. So you see here I'm burning toward where the second wave is gonna spawn. So I'll let this one run till we get the payout, just so you see the full site. But then I told you pretty much all there is to, well, all I can tell you in a quick site, so you'll at least have seen what it looks like. And honestly, I can recommend Warp. To me, it's a really good group to run with. Uh, they are uh, they are more new bro. Well, not really new bro because you need to be able to fly those tips, but new, let's say new to incursion friendly. So I think you can basically in about 2 months of your time, maybe a little quicker now with all the free skill point that you get with the daily quest and everything. You can get into one of their starter ship, and they will like they will train you for the role and everything. You see here, I was like I should have been a little further ahead when it pulled, and I'm doing something very dumb, which is putting all three web on one specific frigate. I should be spreading my web around. Uh, at one point, the FC tell me, and I do adapt and do it properly, and now I know I'm always spreading my web now. This just well, I wasn't uh, acting properly because I wasn't as well trained a pilot as I could have been. So when this is the second wave, then there's a third one, and after that we blap the tower. And you see here, I do have in my hole, like I have null, because when I'm not playing drone bunny, sometimes you need to your like the target is further, so you will shoot with null instead of void just to get the longer range. Uh, we do have the drugs because sometimes there's a contest. Sometimes two incursion fleet like don't really agree on whose site it is because they arrive at the same time, so they will like PVE fight it out in a way that is you want to do more damage than the other one so that you're the one getting payout and not them. So in these times the FC might call like take drugs, overeat your guns and stuff like that. You don't usually run with gun overeat in the incursion fleet, but if you're competing with another group, then that's what you'll do because you want to get the payout. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. You see, after this one, this is the last wave. So the last wave the one we have to the one we do have to kill first there is the Atuni, but since I'm drone bunny, I'm focusing on the frigate. The other people in the fleet are shooting the Atuni. The Atuni are the most dangerous one because they will drain your cap. So here you see we're finishing the last few. And if you are interested in trying it out, I'm gonna link the Warp to Me newbie guide in the description. Warp to Me is not the only community, but it's the one I know, so I'm gonna link that one. There are others. Uh, they don't all fly the same fit. They don't have the same strategy. Warp to Me, I like the logistic of it. I like how they're well structured, and the group that is running it is pretty fun. So once we clear all the wave, then we just have to bash the tower until it dies, and then we get the payout. At some point, you'll see that the FC will broadcast then an align for the next site because the FC has scout running and he's already deciding which site we're going to do after that one. So he's gonna broadcast the align. I'm not aligning straight away because on the voice com here I have somebody that's giving me back my drone. And this one, like I said before, at the beginning, this one, the TTPH, it's really the slowest site. So it took, I think the video is like 16-minute long or something. So it's the amount of time it took us to clear the room. Maybe if I was a better drone bunny, or if it wasn't my first time, we could have scooped like do it a minute faster, because I would have been faster on clearing the frigate. So part of that is that you do have an influence as an individual pilot on the outcome of the fleet. So you see he's broadcasting the align to TCRC. And when the site is over, you'll see you get the payout immediately. Like, you don't have to go sell anything, or this is just cold hard cash in your wallet. Then there's the payout, and then you'll see like the fleet will warp off because they're already aligning and they're warping off to the next thing. So I'm staying there to get my drone back. So that's the end of it. Hopefully you enjoy. If you have any question, ask in the comment. I'm always reading the comments, so I'll give you the best answer I can, and see you next week. Bye bye.